Hi, this is George Graybill, and I'd like to read to you from the book Stuff, or The Fortunes, Foibles, and Fiascos of Those Who Sought to Understand Matter. What I want to read is the last chapter of the book, chapter 15, titled Back Where We Started, or What is Stuff Really? And is matter your problem, or is it your fault? And as I said, this is the last chapter, and I hope you've read the other ones. This is going to be a very short chapter, and it'll hopefully creep you out a little bit. Right up front, you should know that this last chapter is designed to creep you out. Be careful. We're going to look at some of the most disturbing conclusions and questions regarding stuff. Some of the unanswered questions have actually driven philosophers insane. You should probably follow Richard Feynman's advice when your mind begins to boggle. He said, do not keep saying to yourself, if you can possibly avoid it, but how can it be like that? Because you will get down the drain into a blind alley from which nobody has yet escaped. Nobody knows how it can be like that. We will discuss drain avoidance later. As we heard, Albert Einstein thought some of the conclusions that quantum theory led to were just silly. Niels Bohr defended quantum theory in a series of public arguments with Einstein. The Bohr-Einstein debates became famous because they were dealing with the question, what is the true nature of science? Or, put another way, what is stuff? Einstein thought things happen for a reason and follow strict laws of nature. Bohr thought that events were determined by probability. Einstein said he did not think God played dice with the universe. And here is a picture of Albert and Niels debating. I'll give you a minute to read what they're saying. A big plus for Bohr's view was that quantum works very well. Einstein admitted that was a good point, but he still thought something was missing. Most scientists thought Bohr had won the debates. This may be because it was Bohr who wrote up an account of the whole thing. Maybe this is a case of the old saying, history is written by the winners. You'll be happy to know that even though they had quite different views of reality, the two men remained good friends throughout their lives. This brings us back once more to the difference between two very different views of the true nature of stuff, realism and idealism. Realists say that science describes reality. What you see is what you've got. They would add that science must describe the real world because it works. This was pretty much Einstein's view. One problem is that this is a kind of bleak view of the world. Everything that happens to us is the result of the laws of nature, and we don't have much choice in the matter. We just have to sit idly by and see how our life turns out. The other view, idealism, or the quantum view, says that events are not determined ahead of time. It all depends on probabilities. We don't know what is real until we make an observation. Until then, the cat is both dead and alive. Remember John Wheeler? He carried this view to the wild-eyed extreme. The world does not exist out there, separate from ourselves. In fact, it does not exist at all until we look at it. We create the universe with our observations. Look out for that drain. It is like the Buddhist idea from chapter 2 that everything is just mind. Somehow, they say, this leads to the conclusion that we have free will. We decide the nature of the universe and the course of our own lives. It does kind of feel that way, doesn't it? But there's a problem here too. Whatever happens, it's all your fault. Think back to the fracas between Democritus and Plato. It is very similar to the Niels Albert debates. Democritus was the realist, Plato was the idealist. But wait, 2,000 years of scientific thinking and we still haven't decided the most important question we were supposed to be working on? Well, yes, but don't get too upset about it. Science does work. Look at the results. Airplanes fly. Paint remover removes paint. Insect repellent repels insects. Solar cells turn sunlight into electricity. You can have a face-to-face conversation with someone halfway around the world. Don't worry about the dumb cat. Take a break, relax, and come back later when you are feeling calm. There is one last question, and it is the one that really has sent a few people down the drain. The question is, why is there something rather than nothing? It has been said that this is the question that lurks behind every other question. Here is a picture of nothing. Why is there stuff? What if nothing had ever happened? We have seen that the answer to scientific questions is very often the simplest
and the
one.
end of the book.
Many basic equations are short and sweet.
Scroll down.
Nature seems to like to keep it simple.
YouTube screen, you'll see.
Wouldn't the simplest universe
to
of all be one with
a
nothing
place
in it?
where you can buy the book, you can look inside it a
You
little
say,
bit, you can
so
read
what?
reviews, you can even read about me if you want to.
There is obviously stuff. What is the problem?
And if you
That might be the best, or at least the safest attitude. It will keep you a safe
lower
distance from
right-hand
drain.
part of the video.
But many
screen.
Philosophers and scientists have
You will
not
see,
been able to stop thinking about it.
A button.
This is the one that is said to have driven
where you can
some
subscribe
philosophers
to
insane.
the whole series of these chapters.
Philosophers with little or no
Stuff.
scientific background have worked
Foibles,
on the
Fiascos.
question. You can read them if you want to, but
And
you will probably not
those
find their ideas very satisfying.
Doesn't matter.
A lot of
all
it sounds
from me.
like just playing around with words, for example. As mentioned in chapter 2, one of them said that there is no such thing as nothing because we have a name for nothing.
I've enjoyed reading it.
So it must be something.
Enjoyed listening.
Really?
Bye and good luck.
Another said, nothing,
Wash your hands.